Hello friends, in the introduction lecture I have already told you that medical biochemistry is the subject which is basic subject for all medical faculties like MBBS, BDS, MDS, MSc Medical, Physiotherapy, Nursing and Optometry. Today I am going to explain you the chapter first, that is the structure of cell and its components. So here a diagrammatical representation of a typical eukaryotic cell is given here. So here you must know that in the definition of the cell, that cell is nothing but it is a structural and the functional component of all the living bodies. And you must know that the cell, if it is observed under electron microscope, so we will come to know there are two types of cell, eukaryotic and prokaryotic. Eukaryotic cell means that the cell which is having nucleus. Eu in Greek word means true and karyon means nucleus. Prokaryotic do not have any nucleus and the nuclear membrane. So you must know that this is the main difference between eukaryotic and prokaryotic. Pro means in Greek word before, means that it is before, means it is present in the bacteria and green algae. So here you must know that the prokaryotic cell do not have any cell membrane and nucleus, but eukaryotic cell have nucleus and cell membrane. Eukaryotic cell is bigger than the prokaryotic cell. If you see the structure and the functions of the cell, here you must know that the major parts of the cell is cell membrane. The outermost layer is called as cell membrane, and in the center a nucleus, and the fluid which is present inside the cell is called as cytoplasm or protoplasm. So you must know that this cell contains a subcellular element which is also called as cell organelles. The cell organelles are present inside the cell. They are as follows. The first one is plasma membrane. The outermost layer is plasma membrane, and you must know the function of this plasma membrane. In short, just I will tell you that this plasma membrane will allow the molecules from outside to inside and inside to outside. For example, the sodium which are present inside the cell will go out of the cell, and potassium which is outside of the cell, it will come inside of the cell. So the transaction or the exchange of the molecules, that is the ions, will take place through this plasma membrane. And this plasma membrane is also, it is an receptor for the hormones and the neurotransmitters. So you must know that the main plasma membrane contains sodium and potassium ATPase. It is nothing but it is an enzyme which is responsible for the exchange of potassium and sodium. So this is the function of the plasma membrane in short. Later on we'll see the detailed functions of plasma membrane in next lecture. So you must know that the plasma membrane. Then this peroxisome is the another organelle which is present. It is also known as subcellular element. So you must know that this oxisome is responsible for the metabolism of H2O2, that is hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide play an important role in the free radical. In the free radical, this H2O2 is converted to water and oxygen molecule. Now the another organelle which is present inside the cell is called as mitochondria. Mitochondria is nothing but it is having the outer layer and inside the another layer. Inside the another layer it is known as the cristae. Cristae are present inside the mitochondria. Mitochondria is responsible for the formation of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. Mitochondria is responsible to carry out the metabolic process like Krebs cycle and oxidative phosphorylation. The another cellular organelle which is known as Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus, just it is present near the mitochondria, and this Golgi apparatus have a function. It sorts out the protein and it exports the protein from the cell. Now the main important function of this Golgi apparatus is that it contains galactosyl transferase, an enzyme which is responsible for the transfer of galactose from donor moiety to acceptor moiety. Now you must know that the another organelle called as lysosome. This lysosome is responsible for the digestion of macromolecules and the hydrolysis of nucleic acid takes place. Now you must know that these lysosomes also responsible for the hydrolysis of glycolipids, sphingolipids and glycosaminoglycan. Lysosome contains acid phosphatase. Acid phosphatase is one of the important enzyme. If this acid phosphatase increases in our body, then it leads to prostate. It leads to prostate. If it changes from the normal range, then the another organelle called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for the synthesis of protein and it contains glucose 6-phosphate. Glucose 6-phosphatase is an enzyme which is very responsible for the conversion of glucose to glucose 6-phosphate in the process of glycolysis. Glycolysis is nothing but it is an metabolic process. Then nucleus. Nucleus is present in the center. It is a major component of the cell which is present in the cell. And it contains DNA. What is the function of DNA? DNA, just rule out the function of repairing of DNA, replication of DNA, transcription of DNA. Now you must know the another component which is present inside the nucleus. It is called as nucleolus. Nucleolus is responsible for the synthesis of RNA. DNA and RNA, these are nothing but the nucleic acid. RNA is ribonucleic acid. So you must know that. The another organelle called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. This smooth endoplasmic reticulum carry out the function as biosynthesis of steroid hormone takes place there inside the body. The fluid which is present inside the cell is called as cytosol or cytoplasm, or this is the important third major part of the cell known as cytoplasm. Cytoplasm contains all the organelles inside it. In the center nucleus and outer layer is plasma membrane. So this is all about typical eukaryotic cell. I have given the functions of these organelles which are present in the cell in a tabulation form on the screen. You can see that, and it is very helpful for the paramedical persons like physiotherapy student, nursing student, optometry student also. Whatever the things are there, whatever I am teaching, the medical biochemistry, you should follow as per your syllabus given by the university. Friends, if you like my channel, you subscribe the channel and share it. Thank you very much.